There are very few in the alternative media space who will touch what I'm about to talk about, and zero in the fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird MK Ultra media space who will talk about this. I reposted this from Truth Seeker this morning because I thought it was very, very relevant to point out that they are hiding in broad daylight out in the open what they plan to do. And when I say they, I am talking about the corporate political machine of the RNC and the DNC, because they all work together. So here you have the smiling faces of Donald Trump, of JD Vance, and of Elon Musk, and of Palantir. This is an advertisement for Palantir. Now, I would bet that the majority of Americans do not know what Palantir is or the significance of this in-your-face, in broad daylight finger at the American people. We're going to break it down in a second. I want to go over this ABC News article right here, this broadcast where they show this. Here's Palantir up here. I don't know if you can see that. Palantir is right here in the middle.
At the Army-Navy game near Washington Saturday, President-elect Trump and Vice President...
Army-Navy game, it's geared toward promoting the military-industrial complex. Just like most, if not all, college football games, most, if not all, NFL games have some element where they're promoting the military-industrial complex and patriotism and the American flag and the American way and land of the free, home of the brave, when nothing could be further from the truth. And as a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. It's not land of the free, home of the brave. It's land of the fee, home of the slave. People like this could do something about it, but they won't.
Like JD Vance appeared in a box above the crowd and won praise from some attendees.
That's really great. I think a president should always show up for this game, no matter what party they are.
We're glad to have the president-elect in the House. You know, we may not all agree with everything, but it's good that he's coming to support America's game just like we are.
Trump.
Army and Navy is America's game. Is it really? Isn't it more like the game of the people who own the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and the Marines and all of the military industrial complex? So you have JD Vance, who's an acolyte of Peter Thiel, who is the owner of Palantir, who's the co-founder of PayPal, along with Elon Musk. So Peter Thiel has bankrolled JD Vance, got him up to the position to be in the White House as the vice president. Do you not think that Peter Thiel and his company Palantir and SpaceX and Tesla and PayPal are all going to benefit from that venture?
Brought along billionaire Elon Musk and Daniel Penny, a Marine veteran who was acquitted last week in the fatal chokehold death of a homeless man, Jordan Neely, on a New York City subway train. On Saturday, court documents revealed that Trump and ABC News agreed to settle a defamation lawsuit, with ABC paying $15 million toward Trump's presidential library and foundation.
Dog and pony show right there.
And $1 million
ABC always broadcasting crap
to cover Trump's legal fees. Trump had claimed anchor George Stephanopoulos made, quote, false and defamatory statements about Trump in a 2024 interview with...
Imagine my shock when I heard that somebody from fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, made false and defamatory statements and lied on the air.
Representative Nancy Mace. ABC also posted an editor's note on its website saying the network and Stephanopoulos regret those statements. Trump has targeted media organizations in court, including CBS News, and he has lost previous defamation suits against CNN, the New York Times, and the Washington Post. The legal settlement comes amid word that some major tech companies are courting the incoming president with cash, pledging million-dollar donations to his inaugural fund. Bradley Blackburn, CBS.
Very interesting. Before we are not going to get away from Palantir. I do want to introduce you to Peter Thiel. And this is an article written by Whitney Webb. If you're not following Whitney Webb, she does fantastic journalistic work. And I want to just point out a couple things that Whitney Webb said in her article, Palantir, the PayPal offshoot becomes a weapon in the war against whistleblowers and WikiLeaks. It says right here, and I'm just gonna quote a couple of these right here because I want you to be familiar with Palantir and how dangerous this relationship with the White House and somebody like billionaire tech giant technocrat Peter Thiel is. Thiel is a perfect companion for the Trump administration in this regard, having, through his management of a top government technology contractor, overseen the creation of a pre-crime algorithm that targets would-be whistleblowers. Not only that, but that very contractor once created a plan challenging, quote, the WikiLeaks threat. What is a WikiLeaks threat to? What do they threaten? Do they threaten Americans, or do they expose the evils that Americans should know about? And if you're willing to take away an organization like WikiLeaks, who engages in true journalistic actions, what else are you willing to do? What are you willing to do against the American people? A plan that displays some frightening similarities to current efforts to silence or discredit the organization and its famous editor. Thiel, after Trump's inauguration, was nearly appointed chairman of the president's Intelligence Advisory Board until Thiel withdrew his name. Several of Thiel's top aides and associates have been given high-profile positions, including important positions on the National Security Council. But Thiel's strongest relationship to the government comes not from his Trump White House ties, but from his being the chairman of the government contractor Palantir Technologies, a company Fortune called, quote, one of Silicon Valley's biggest, most secretive software startups. And it says Palantir began at PayPal as an anti-fraud algorithm that detected, quote, unusual account activity. But after 9/11, PayPal co-founder Thiel theorized it could be used to look for terrorists. So he's going to define who the terrorists are, who the threats to America are, and he's going to implement the algorithm to take down and expose these terrorists. Does that sound familiar? If you're not with us, you're with the terrorists. He, along with his longtime associate Alex Karp, decided to name their offshoot company, which was based around the algorithm, after the all-seeing crystal from the Lord of the Rings, the all-seeing crystal, Palantir. It was launched in 2004, 2 years after PayPal was acquired by eBay's Pierre Odemeyer. It says right here, upon launching, Palantir was largely funded by Thiel himself, as well as In-Q-Tel, the investment arm of the CIA. So Peter Thiel is hand in hand with the CIA, an agent also connected to Odemeyer. Since its founding, Thiel has long had a hand in how Palantir is run and currently serves as its chairman. As of 2015, PayPal employees still compose 80% of Palantir's management team. It says while Palantir Technologies has many high-profile clients, including some of Wall Street's largest banks, its most important customer is the U.S. government. Check this out. Palantir has benefited greatly from government contracts over the last decade. And do you not think that Peter Thiel will also benefit even more greatly with his acolyte J.D. Vance in as the vice president, and Thiel's ability to successfully speak into the ear of Donald J. Trump, who is bankrolled by, wait for it, Miriam Adelson to the tune of $137 million during the last campaign, raking in more than $419 million between 2007 and 2016 from a total of 121 contracts. In recent years, its profits from government work have grown substantially to over $132 million in government contracts during fiscal year 2016. And then I just want to go to this right here. Second to the last paragraph. Though Palantir has largely been hailed in the press for helping track down white-collar criminals like Bernie Madoff and aiding U.S. troops in tracking insurgents in occupied Iraq, it also has another less publicized use that is of utmost interest to the U.S. government, preventing the leaking of classified information and silencing whistleblowers. By 2012, Palantir had developed a means of indexing information accessed by its software and had created, quote, an audit trail of what the Palantir users were reading, whether they'd handled the information properly, and whether they'd modified it. in any way. And as special note, in recent years, Palantir has allowed the Orwellian concept of pre-crime to be put into practice. It tracks people the government suspects may commit crimes. Remember that pre-crime policing unit that was just taken down by the Institute of Justice? I just did a video like that on my Here's the Deal Police Accountability channel. Were they using Palantir Technologies computers and software? I don't know. Possibly. Including suspected subversives. Essentially, Palantir not only enables the government to catch leakers by recording if classified information was improperly handled and by whom, it also predicts which government employees are most likely to blow the whistle before it even happens. And that's why I posted this image right here, and that's why it's so significant that they are flipping us off in broad daylight on camera through advertisers like Palantir, and nobody seems to want to pay attention. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having freedom. And if we don't hold fast to it, someone is out there concocting a plan to take our freedoms away. I will see you in the next video.